Hello, my name is Justin Coffey, and I am from Dodge City, Kansas, and I'm an education consultant with Southwest Plains. And so we're an education service center based out of Sublette, Kansas. So my journey into education kind of started out in a weird way, I guess. I am one of those transition to teach teachers, and so my undergrad degree is in business administration, and I worked in the business world for about 6 or 7 years, and really was unsatisfied with my work. And so my wife, she's a kindergarten teacher. She kind of suggested maybe I should try a different career, and she pointed me towards education. And so I went back to school through Fort Hays State and got my teaching license through the Transition to Teach program. And I taught math at Dodge City High School for 9 years. And I loved that, and it was great. Super satisfied, loved going to work every day. And in 2016, I was named Kansas Teacher of the Year. And so that kind of changed things for me. It kind of flipped my world upside down, really. But it helped me see that maybe my classroom is a little bit bigger than just M140 at Dodge City High School, and I started thinking about my classroom as the state of Kansas, and I had a few more students, and so that's what kind of pushed me into this career as an education consultant. This is my second year, and my job basically, I just travel around to different school districts every day, and I try and help teachers be their best. And so if you would have asked me a year ago if I was interested in school administration, I would have definitely said, no way, that doesn't interest me. But through my role as an education consultant, what I've come to realize is the impact that building leaders have on a building. Because I'm in a different building every single day, I'm able to see their impact. And it's really obvious for me within the first 30 seconds or so of walking into a building to know a lot about the leader. And so really my big goal, my lifetime goal, is to just have the largest impact on education that I can. And so that's kind of pushed me to look at a career in administration because I can see the impact that administrators have. So here I am back in school learning and studying how to be the best administrator that I can be. When we talk about communication and how do we communicate with our students and with our administrators and our community, it's tough. It's tough, and I was always looking for ways to improve my communication with my students and my parents. And so one of the things that I think that face-to-face communication is the absolute best. So one of the things that I always tried to do was create open houses. I did a lot of project-based learning in my algebra class, and so I always tried to have a showcase where students could show off to their parents what they were working on. So we kind of did ice cream socials on a quarterly basis in my classroom where parents could come in and students could showcase what they were working on in class. And to me, that's the best. If I can get parents and community members in my classroom, then I feel like they can see some of the things that are happening, and I'm able to communicate more clearly with them. But we also did the social media thing. So we had a Facebook page, a Twitter account, an Instagram account for my classroom, and I used my own personal accounts also to communicate with my community about what's happening in Dodge City. So I think that those are all good ways, but I think really the model that Dr. Watson has shown us here in Kansas, at least, is that not only is it important for us to communicate out what's happening in schools, but it's also really important that we listen to our community members, to our parents, and to our students. And so that's really the direction that I'm looking to go with communication now is how can I create avenues where I can gain feedback and hear the needs of the community and hear the needs of parents and students. How can I create ways for them to communicate that to me so that I can tailor the education to do what's best for that kid, or tailor the education to do what's best for my community, and those kinds of things. So I think when we think about communication, we definitely have to think of it as a two-way street and not just how can we push out information to parents. Technology can definitely help us with communicating information out, but it can also help us creating channels where people can give us feedback and communicate their needs to us as well. So those are kind of just my thoughts. I'm super excited about this program. I think how we communicate with our communities is one of the most important things that we do. When I think about the push for school choice and some of those kinds of ideas, I think that it's becoming more and more important to listen to the needs of our students, to the needs of our parents, and the needs of our community. And so I'm interested to hear about different ways that we can do that and ways that I can improve as a communicator and as an administrator in the future. So I'm looking forward to meeting the rest of my classmates and learning along with you through this ride. Thanks a lot.